Oh my God, I'm really excited for this question today. Okay, let's go. Lily asked, how do you attract high ticket clients on a regular basis in the spiritual psychic industry? Love this question. So let me share with you how I actually called in my first client back in 2020. So I moved my business from office to online in 2019. And in 2019, at the end of it was in December, I hired my first mentor. And I was learning how to attract high ticket clients. I was learning sales strategies, marketing, content, all the things. And to be honest with you, I friggin' hated it. I was like, fuck this. I hated having to follow up with people. And it was like the numbers game. So I've talked about this often. The numbers game is like, if you reach out to 500 people a week, okay, a cold DM, hey Lisa, what's going on? Like a cold DM, maybe let's just say 100 reply back to you. Maybe out of that 100, you get, 30 in a conversation and 5 on a sales call. Maybe out of 5, you close 1. I don't know. I'm pulling numbers out, right? But that's essentially the numbers game. And that's what I was taught. And I was like, this is a no for me. I don't want to have to chase people. It felt forced. It felt gross. And I finally was like, if I'm feeling this way, trying to like call in clients, that's literally the frequency and the energy that I'm putting out. And so I was doing all the things. It really wasn't working for me. It wasn't fun for me. And what happened was I went for a run. One day I went for a run like I always do. And as I was running, there was something, it was International Women's Day. And I had this desire to go live on Facebook. I wanted to go live and I just wanted to share a message from my heart. There was no agenda to sell. There was no like background of maybe I'll like there was nothing other than this desire to show up, share a message from my heart for International Women's Day, and that's it. And so I did. I got back. I looked at myself in the mirror. I was a sweaty mess. My hair was in a bun. It was disgusting and messy. My face was red. I had this gray sweatshirt on. I looked a hot mess, okay? I looked a hot mess. But I went live and just like that, and I just spoke from my heart. And it was so fucking effortless. It was so effortless. And from that live, by the way, there was no call to action. There was no, this is what I do. This is how I can help you. There was none of that. There was no selling. Somebody reached out to me. They asked if I'm taking on clients. They signed up to work with me. I closed my first client at $2,500 for 10 weeks. Now it's $30,000 to work with me for 3 months. So there's been a huge, obviously, transition. I didn't start there. And even when I had an office back when I was 24 years old, oh my God. I'm 36. I've been taking on clients for a while. When I was 24 years old, I was charging $70 an hour. And then I was charging, I think it was $350 for a past life regression session. I don't do those anymore. But at the time, I had a lot of people coming to me because they wanted a past life regression. They wanted me to regress them, right? I went to certified school, state licensed school in Michigan for hypnosis and whatever. That's what I was doing before I moved my business online. So I was doing psychic readings, I was doing hypnosis, I was doing energy work. And then I moved my business online. By the way, $70 an hour is not sustainable. It was great at the time and it was a beautiful lesson for me, totally not sustainable. So I moved my business online, and when I closed my first client showing up exactly as I was, I recognized that one, I, along with a lot of people, overcomplicate business. And so it changed everything for me. I realized that I started looking at the pattern throughout my life, like what was true for me. And what was always true for me was that being self-expressed and not really following the rules, but following my heart and following what felt really good was like, I would highlight that as important to pay attention to. And what I mean is like, everything that would support you in creating success in your business is right in front of your face. What is true for you? How are you with your friends? Like, how are you behind closed doors? Whatever that is, like, your business is an extension of who you're being. And so if who you're being behind closed doors is free and self-expressed, and who you're being around your friends is free and self-expressed, but then you go into your business or you're into your online business and you're showing up as like stifled and forced and you're not having any fun, that's not really going to translate to sales. And so for me, I also looked back at like, I left college. I was 2 years into getting a degree for psychology, and I left because I was like, I have no interest in sitting in an office and not being able to connect on a really vulnerable, authentic level with my clients. I just wasn't going to do that. I wanted to be able to hug my clients. I wanted to wear what I wanted to wear. I wanted to be me all the time. And I realized that I get to be paid for being myself, and that in and of itself is a massive fucking permission slip for other people. So self-expression for me has always been one of my high value things. Like, it's something that is incredibly important to me. So self-expression has to be there inside of my business. Now, I'm bringing this up because what's important to you should be inside of your business. Now, that doesn't have to be self-expression. It could be something else. But for me, it was everything. And so I really allowed myself to just be myself online. So one of the things that I was seeing a lot of, I would see a lot of coaches and they would go live or they would run their master classes and they looked stunning. Their makeup was done. They had the great background. And I just thought, you know what? I just want to come on here, whether I've got a face full of makeup or I've just worked out. I want to be able to come on here after I've just cried, after, I've had my face in the dirt and I'm playing with my dogs, or after I'm coming back from, a wedding and I just look like, you go girl, right? I was like, I want every part of me to be inside of my business. I didn't want it to just be when my makeup was done. And so I gave myself permission to show up at any time, and I felt really authentic and comfortable and happy, whether I looked like I just got out of the salon and I was walking the red carpet, or I looked like, you didn't sleep all night, okay? So it's like being myself translated really well. Now, you might be looking for a strategy independent of that, and there are many, but this is what's coming. This is like coming through the channel to share. So now, how do I attract on a regular basis? I think that was your question. And how can you attract on a regular basis? I want to go back to this. How do you attract high ticket clients on a regular basis in the industry? Building relationships is so important. And so for me, I have a really great reputation with my clients because I love them. Like, I'm there for them. It's just, I have always said, if you can outcare everyone else in the industry, you will never go out of business. And so for me, I have a very high return rate. My clients are always reinvesting. They're always coming back. My very first retreat, I had 100% return rate. My third retreat, 100% return rate. So it's like, there's something that happens too when you are really expressing yourself in your business in the highest form of integrity and alignment with what's true for you. So if your business isn't fun, if you're not enjoying the process, then you have to look at, what do I need to change and implement in order for this to actually be an extension of fun, an extension of full self-expression, and an extension of integrity in a way that allows people to actually feel that kind of frequency. Because it's like, you can tell when somebody is faking it. When someone's like, I'm so excited, and they're like typing that, but you're like, I don't really feel that. I've never done that. So even if I've gone live and I felt like shit, I would tell my community, hey, your girl's having a rough day. We're not feeling all that hot today, okay? But I have a message to share. I would never be like, guys, I am on fire right now. I'd be like, no, I'm having a human moment and I'm giving myself permission to show up, because my power is not dependent on how I feel. Me being a powerful human, you being a powerful human, is not dependent on the circumstances in your life being quote unquote perfect. Not at all. So this is another thing I tell people. It's like, you can be moving through something challenging and be incredibly freaking powerful. So I believe that my business has been successful because I have maintained integrity to what matters to me. And I've always had that be the forefront of my business. If it's not fun for me, I'm not doing it. If I can't see myself hanging out with you outside of being a client, I'm not taking you on as one, because my time and my energy entangled with other people is really freaking important. And so I also had standards in my business that really allowed for growth and expansion, and my prices just continued to increase. So much so that, I'll give you an example of this. And if you don't have my book, Rich Bitch Money Goals, get it. It's on Amazon. You can get this because I talk a lot about how to become the energetic match to wealth. So you're going to read in here how you can actually attract clients on a regular basis, dependent and based on who you're being, and look at the things that you can start to do to plug the energetic leaks where money is like not going out, or you're leaving a lot of it on the table. So here's something else. This is like, I find this to be a key code in making more money and attracting the right clients. I had somebody who, God, I don't know why I love this story. This person was interested in private mentorship with me. This could be a whole nother video. I'm like, do I make it a whole nother video? Let's keep going. So this person was interested in mentorship with me, and they were very transparent that they were also going to get on a call with another coach. They wanted to see who was a better fit. And I said to them, perfect. I won't even take you on as a client until you have that call, because I want you to be 100%. So if that's with me, awesome. If it's not, awesome. I said, however, I want to be fully transparent. My prices are increasing on Monday. So at that time when I was speaking to this person, it was $12,000 to come into 3 months of mentorship with me. The price was going up to $17,000 on Monday. So I said, you have an entire week. Do what you need to do. I just want to be clear that if you come to me after Monday, it's no longer $12,000, it's $17,000. Cool, no problem. They were fine with that. So it's now Sunday night and I hadn't heard back from this person. And so I sent this person a message because I knew them and I just wanted to like close the gap, close the energy, not the gap. And so I responded to them, or I messaged them and I was like, hey, I didn't hear back from you, so I take it you're going with this other person. I just want to let you know, like, I love you. I'm in your corner. I'm always here if you need anything. Like, go rock it out. Like, wishing you nothing but the best. And that was it. I was done. I'm like, cool, energy closed. Let me move on. Well, I received a message. I think it was the next day. And they were like, no, like, I want to come into mentorship with you. Like, I'm choosing you, blah, blah. And I was like, I love that. And I just want to be clear that it's now $17,000. So it hadn't even been 24 hours. It was like Monday morning. But those were my standards. And I was willing to walk away from thousands of dollars in order to maintain the integrity that I brought into my business, the standard, the shift. It was like, I had now evolved into this price point. I can't go back in time to honor it just because you decided to wait. Now, this person could have saved $5,000. They could have, if they would have just messaged me on Sunday and said they were in, but they didn't. And so I was willing to walk away from that. And this is something that is actually really, because you're talking about one thing here. You're asking how to attract high ticket clients consistently, but one of the things that you didn't say in there was, how do I attract aligned clients? How do I attract aligned high ticket clients? And so I'm clear that if someone isn't willing to meet the standards and they're just not in alignment with like the timeline that I'm on and where I'm growing and going. And so I'm always willing to walk away from money, trusting and knowing wholeheartedly that if it's not them, it's someone else. And it's in alignment in the highest kind, like the highest form. And so that is something that it's like counterintuitive for most people to walk away from thousands of dollars or having that willingness to, especially if you're in a place of needing it. But there were so many times, especially in the beginning of my business, that like, I could have used the money, and I decided to walk away out of the stand for integrity and honoring that I get to have it all. And I am unwilling to settle for crumbs. It's like, I'm going to have the whole loaf of bread because that's what I want. And I'm not comparing $12,000 to crumbs. $12,000 is a lot of money. Don't twist my words, okay? $12,000 is a lot of money. But I set a standard, and to go back on that wouldn't have made sense. And in fact, it would have been a disservice to this person. And so I trust always that aligned clients are not only in my field, but they're here. And there's that certainty that really has that bring people into my world. So a lot of times people say, how do I get clients? And I would say, you're not getting, you're attracting. So the question is, who do you have to be to attract the kind of clients that are not only excited to pay you, but they're like, where have you been all my life? Like that exists. So honestly, just this book's going to help you with that. Just get this book. And what I'm sharing with you is one of many ways in which you can attract high ticket clients. And so to recap that, how is your business an extension of who you're being? And is it the kind of extension that is in full integrity with the truth of who you are? So very simply put, there is no separation between what people see online and in these videos and what they get in real life. You could ask any one of my clients that have met me in person or been on a retreat with me. There's no separation, and there's something really powerful about that. And this is one of the things that I really stand for in the creation of business. So I would say, look at, are you running a business in a way that lights your soul on fire? What are your standards? What are your boundaries? Are you creating price points and offers based on what you think somebody can pay you, or are you creating based on your highest truth? Another thing I want to say, and I'm going to wrap this up because I know this is getting long, but it is easy for me to attract high ticket clients because I've been a high ticket client for other mentors again and again and again. So I don't ask anything of anyone that I myself haven't done. And that gives me this level of certainty and confidence in what I'm calling in. So I have invested multiple six figures into mentorship. And for me, if I'm going to ask somebody to invest $100,000, like I want to have invested $100,000, which I've done. So it's easy for me to call things in because I've already done it. I'm the embodiment of it. And a lot of times where I see people struggle is they're asking for something that they don't even actually feel worthy of receiving, or they feel like there's, even if it's a subconscious thing, they feel like it's a mismatch, a frequency mismatch, because it's not something that they themselves have done. So for example, let's say you're wanting someone to pay you $50,000, but you're unwilling to invest $5,000. It's like, there's probably going to be an energetic mismatch there. So attracting high ticket clients consistently has been effortless for me in the sense that I'm a high ticket client consistently for somebody else. I have invested again and again and again, and there's nothing that I'm asking somebody to do that I myself haven't done.